Right, if you take a look inside the car, the old headliner is actually in pretty good condition. There's no rips or tears, no like water damage or anything like that. But because we want to have the car blasted or water jet blasted, there's a good chance that it might get ruined. Plus, if there is welding to do, etc, etc, I think it's just best to rip it out and fit a new one, because the seats and all the interior needs to be redone. So then, even though it looks okay now, it might actually not look so good when everything else is new. So it is a shame to rip it out, but it's coming out. Right, next day back in the workshop, just started ripping out the headliner and the rest of the wiring loom. And as you can see, I just used a Stanley knife to cut around the edges, and there is a mouse nest, or used to be a mouse nest up in the headliner. So this is another good reason why you should, if you're doing a restoration, strip everything back, because you don't know what's hidden. You don't know what's hidden under the paint. You don't know how far up the damage can be, like if you need to replace a panel, you know. So don't cut corners. It doesn't save you any time. It probably most usually adds time to your restoration, and money is more costly, that's for sure. So let's rip this out. Check this out. Nasty. Right, it's all ripped out now, and there was lots of the mouse nest in there, so I'm going to vacuum everything after I've emptied everything out. There's just a couple of plates there, and you can see that these like crossbars, they're sewn into the headliner, and that's what keeps it from sagging. So that should be clicked up, yeah, like that, and that's what holds the tension on the headliner. And then it has these plates around the edge there that it wraps around and is glued to. So another good reason to rip out the headliner is you can see that there's a little bit of surface rust here that we wouldn't have been able to get blasted. So another good reason why to strip everything. You can see, like when I'm scraping off this sound deadening stuff, you see the surface rust underneath there, where it's obviously got condensation, then dried out and then condensated again. So it's really good. It's really good that we're removing everything.
Well, I meant in one go.
Oh, there we go. Check out the surface rust that was lurking. Right, little update. I haven't really filmed that much today, but we got all the headliner out, as you can see. I've just vacuumed all the crap that was in here, the mess from scraping up, like under seam sealer. Still a little bit more to get off, but I mean, look how solid these floors are. Like everywhere. I actually don't think I have worked on a car of this age that's so solid. So I'm interested to see what it's like when it gets back from the blasters. So the body's ready. We just went and got all the other panels back out of the storage, which need to be sent for blasting. We have another pile here which is for powder coating. There's also things like the propeller shaft and rear end, that still needs to be stripped, that needs to go for powder coating. And then we have this box here full of all the nuts and bolts, which we're going to have plated. So we have arranged for first week of January. I'm going away for Christmas to England and New Year, and I'll be back here on the 4th. And I think the booked in for the 8th, everything's going to go. Oh, we also went to a friend's workshop today and we pressed out the ball joints. We just need to get these shafts out here and these bushes out. I'll press them out tomorrow, and they'll go for blasting and powder coating as well. So it's good to get ahead with stuff like, because we're obviously not going to need this stuff for a long time, but it's best to get it off to the powder coaters so it's ready for when we do need it. So main areas that need attention that are visible at this stage is obviously this rear quarter that I mentioned earlier, along the back lower edge of the window, and we actually have that panel. It came with the car. I think these might need some attention. There might be some pinholes when it gets back from blasting. There's a few pinholes in the boot floor, and you can see here, so I think I'll probably have to replace a section like that. But overall, I mean, really good. Really good. And then rockers are fine. And the other areas is this corner here has a bit of crustiness. Top of the windscreen there, I think there's going to be some pinholes. And then also again on this corner here will need some attention, but I mean, hopefully these might actually blow through, we'll see. But overall, I mean, this whole firewall is proper solid. We scraped off all the seam sealer. Wednesday morning, just had a little bit of a clear up and assessing the wings. So the wings are actually in really good shape. All the tops are solid. The lips are really good. Even the front piece here is solid. Tops here, really good. Both sides are like this. The only repairs I need to do is both corners. So it's where the dirt has got between the two layers and just rotted out from the inside out. But fairly easy repairs because I have this line here that I can weld to. So I'll get probably see if I can get replaced panels, or I just make them, see how it goes. So I just stripped off all the bits and pieces off of this first wing, and look how nice the shiny paint is underneath that fake grille thing. So I really like green cars and I really like that colour, so this is going to look awesome when it's painted. Okay, that's the wing stripped. Now let's have a look at the doors. So, I mean, on most doors, this is usually the biggest problem area at the bottoms of the doors. Normally these drain holes get blocked and dirt over the years builds up, blocks the holes, and then it gets damp and rots from the inside out. But I mean, you can look at these, they're so good. A little bit there, look, nothing too bad. Let's see what they're like when they come back from the blasters. But I mean, both doors are like this, so it's looking good. Right, let's assess the bonnet. So along the top of the bonnet here, or at the front of the bonnet, you can see that it's rusted through. So that's similar to what I was explaining with the doors. You know, dirt gets in there, trapped, gets damp, and then it rots from the inside out. So a little bit here. This might blow through some holes once it's blasted, but I mean, overall, edges are really good. I can't see any problem with that. And this front edge, not that it's so normal for bonnets to rust there, but it's all good. So I don't have to get any repair panels, hopefully, for this. I can just weld in a piece there, and that's the bonnet. So really good. And last but not least, the boot lid, or should I say trunk lid. And that's a hood, right? Yeah. So, I mean, look at this. You can see the previous owner started sanding the whole car down, so he was going to restore the car. That's why it was pretty much partly stripped, etc. But, I mean, apart from this little bit of surface rust after he's sanded it down, I can't see any holes, or there's no damage. Let's take a look on the other side. Okay, so I just flipped the trunk lid over. That's a drain hole, a little bit of surface rust. I mean, these edges, they're just perfect. They're really good. I'm wondering if this is the original paint on the inside, because it has a original sticker here that I'm assuming. So it is this really nice green. I really like it. Proper 70s type colour. And then the only thing I need to do then is take out these bushings. So I'll figure out how to do that. Let's crack on. And I believe that there's two sides, so there's like two top hat type bushes, and it has this metal piece tube that fits over the shaft of this. So I've just started on this side. I've just cut these edges off with a knife, with a Stanley knife, just to get those edges off, and you can see that it's exposed this piece. So there is a special tool for this that presses it one way, and then it kind of releases one of the bushes, so you can pull it out, and then you can kind of wiggle it out. But I don't have that special press, and the press we have here is broken, and so I'm going to attempt just to try and, these are quite loose, so I'm going to attempt to knock the top with a hammer, and hopefully I can smash it out. Well, that really didn't work. I smashed it and it didn't budge. I sprayed it with WD-40, but they're glued in there pretty well. So I think what I'm going to do now is drill the rubber, get as much rubber out as I can, hopefully get it loose enough to be able to get this shaft out. So you can see after drilling a little bit, it's just kind of, I think the rubber is so old that it's quite brittle and it's coming out quite well. So I'm going to continue doing that both sides and see if it works. That was actually relatively easy. I drilled them out and then I smashed it top and bottom, like wiggled it backwards and forwards a few times, and then managed to get the collars off, grabbed it in the vise like that, wiggled it off. So I guess now these inserts, I think they probably hammer out, because I think I can see that there's a join, or there's a gap there. So in order to get this out, I think you need to push that out there, and that comes out. So right, I'm just making this up as I go along. Maybe I should have watched some other YouTube videos how to do this, but I just put some mole grips on there to stop this from falling down, and then I just grip the edge, like the top hat piece in the vise, and then I just hammered it a few times, and you can see maybe that is, there you go, moving inside there. So I'm going to squirt it with some WD-40 and get it wiggling, do that both sides, and hopefully I should get that out. Success. So I just basically put this back in the vise and smashed this with two hammers. So I just rested that one across there like that, and then hit the other one with a hammer, and it slipped it out there just enough to be able to get it out. So then I can press these two out now, just in the vise, and that's one done. So I just rested that on the vise like that, smashed it with a hammer, and it popped out really easy. So that one is ready for blasting and powder coating. Let's put it on the pile. Right, so these are the lower ones. Yesterday, like I said, we pressed these out on a friend's press, and so we only have these two on each side that need to come out. So I think I'm going to kind of do the similar thing. I'm going to cut these edges off, loads of WD-40, and try to drill them and smash them. Well, on further inspection, I realised that the whole thing comes out. So I just gave it a squirt and went caveman on its ass and smashed it out with a big hammer, and it just popped out. So no biggie smalls. Let's pop the other side out. Basically there it is, you see. Easy. Thanks for watching. Please leave a comment if there's anything I have missed, or any tips or anything like that, or anything you would like me to cover that I haven't covered. And please click the like and subscribe button. Thanks ever so much again for watching. I think at the time I'm filming this I have 817 subscribers, which is amazing. I can't quite believe people watch this stuff, but I'm glad that you do, because it makes me keep doing it and I get so many nice comments. So let's try and get to 1,000, shall we? That would be really nice. That would make my new year, actually.